For entertainment purposes only, do you know why so many practitioners will use that disclaimer in their work? Why you see it so often associated with tarot card readings? It's not because the person doesn't believe in their craft. It's not because just in case it doesn't come true. It's because, at least in the United States, and this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only, and it's not legal advice, but in the United States it's actually still a misdemeanor to practice divination in some states. And so in order to protect ourselves, we will often put that little disclaimer with our work. I've been seeing a lot of nonsense about suing a practitioner because they worship Jesus, getting a refund because they quote unquote didn't believe in their craft. But it's illegal, at least here in the United States, it's illegal to purchase such a service. And so what you're actually purchasing is a product, a digital product, a photo of your cards, a video recording of your cards. You can't purchase spell work. Okay, you can purchase a tangible item. The only exception I've seen is Etsy, but I think that even they started getting more strict with credit card processing, and it's all about credit card processing. Because if you read the fine print in the credit card processing company's contract with you, you're not allowed to offer divination services and collect money through their processing services. The same goes for witchcraft. You're not allowed to do that. I know this just based on being in spiritual Facebook groups and listening to women who own their own companies speak on their experiences on what happened to them. They wake up one day and every service that they've ever collected payment on is just suddenly refunded, and they have to basically file bankruptcy. So like I said, Etsy seems to be a little bit of the exception, and if you are an Etsy practitioner, you can chime in with your experience with them. But it's my understanding that most credit card processing companies are not going to allow you to charge for divination services. So if you are looking to get a refund from a practitioner because they worship Jesus Christ, or they had doubts about if this type of work was for them, I have a few thoughts on that, questions for you. I'd like to know, did you ever work for a company that wasn't directly aligned with any morals that you have, and how long did it take you to decide to conclude that it wasn't worth the paycheck, and was it instantaneous? Also, how old are you? Because if you haven't come into contact with a job that you hate, that you continue to show up for simply because you weren't sure yet how you were going to transition, give it time. So there is the hypocrisy of it all, but also you just won't be able to get a refund based on religious bigotry or discrimination, because you never purchased a religious or a spiritual service at all. What you actually purchased was a digital product. Anyways, I'm curious to know your feedback, your experience on the matter, if you've ever reviewed the terms and conditions in your credit card processing, and do they exclude any divination services or spell work of any type, and what kind of solutions did you come up with instead? Do you ever wonder why it's PayPal, Venmo, TikTok tips, right? Like there's these workarounds, but how many of you are actually pulling out your credit card? Just curious.